What's going on, everybody? I'm Terrence, and this is Bank Shipping. All right, so I'm not going to say good morning because I was talking to you all earlier and the camera died. It was fully charged, so I don't know what really happened. It wanted to update and do all this other stuff. So yeah, got that load dropped off down in Lynchburg. Got to run with my owner operator a little bit down 29. You know, we chopped it up on the CB for a little bit, so that was fun. You know, DOT was hot and heavy, and when I say hot and heavy, I mean hot and heavy. So much to where I was going to take the long way home regardless of where my load was. I wasn't going back up 29 just because there was so much DOT. I just don't feel like dealing with the headache. Not that I think anything's wrong, I just don't feel like dealing with them if I don't have to. But ended up getting a load out of Roanoke anyway, so I ended up going that way anyway, so I didn't have to mess with 29. But ended up getting a backhoe. So this is actually really the first piece of, well, this is the first, I guess it's not, because I've hauled equipment, so can't even say this is the first piece of equipment. This is the heaviest single piece of equipment that I've had on this trailer. You know, I've had 2 scissor lifts on here. I had that tractor last week on here, so this is the heaviest single piece of equipment that I've had on this trailer. Rode great. Couldn't complain. It's kind of funny because, you know, you guys know me, I like hauling light because, you know, I say hauling heavy doesn't always pay. But one thing it does do is it makes this thing ride a whole lot better. I don't know what it is. The more weight that's on this thing, the better it rides, the better it shifts, the better it stops. It's just all around better. It just rides great when it's loaded. So can't complain about that at all. It rode great. But you know, it's about 16.5 on the weight. I got 5 chains on here. You know, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 1 back here on the hoe implement, and then up front I have a ratchet strap across the bucket because I failed to do some preventative maintenance per se on my binders. You know, most of the loads that I run only take 4, maybe 5 binders. I never really have to use 6 because I don't really haul many backhoes, you know, or any implement or any, you know, pieces of equipment that require more chains than 4 or 5. So just me not paying attention, when I went to go get my other chains and binders out, you know, my last chain and binder to throw across the bucket, I had 3 binders left. I carry 8 binders and 8 chains. I thought about upgrading, you know, getting some more, but I just haven't had the need to, so I never did. And out of those 3 binders, 2 were completely seized up, even after putting WD-40 and trying to work them for a while. 2 were completely seized up and 1 was broke. You know, the actual ratcheting mechanism, that dowel pin that's in there fell out, and so that just slides, you know, the ratcheting mechanism just slides up and down on that binder. So I ended up having to use a ratchet strap. So sometime this week or this weekend, I'll go get me some couple new binders because I need some anyway. Chains, of course, they're good, but so yeah, so I have a ratchet strap across the front of the bucket, so don't think I don't know what I'm doing. It's completely fine. Yes, metal on metal is normally what I preach, but in a bind, a ratchet strap works just fine. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's what we got. It goes to Allentown, Pennsylvania in the morning. So it was a nice, easy day. So far this week is starting out a lot better than last week. You know, I'm not waiting a long time. I didn't wait a long time to unload. I actually took a little while to unload just because I was running my mouth to the guy that was unloading me. You know, we was having conversations about the house he was building and all this other stuff. We was talking about trucking and everything else. So, you know, that's what took a little bit of time at the unload this morning. And then, you know, when I got here to pick this up, they was ready to go. Got it on the trailer, no problem. boom, got my chains on, got out of here, and I'm home before 5 o'clock. So we starting off good, you know. And then also, I'm not as sick as I was last week. Come find out, I basically had an impacted sinus infection. I get sinus infections all the time, and they normally last 2-3 days, maybe 5 days tops. And I can just deal with them with a little bit of ibuprofen or, you know, some allergy medicine. But this one just didn't want to go away. It went away a little bit, came back, then it got worse, to where Saturday I finally had to actually go to the doctor, and I call the doctor, you know, the little virtual thing. I absolutely hate doctors. You know, told her what was going on, and you know, she could see and hear in my voice and by what I was explaining, the pain and all that stuff. So they sent me an antibiotic and a steroid. So you know, that kicked in really about last night. I got the medicine on Saturday, really kicked in about last night. You know, so still a little bit stuffy, not as much, still got a little bit of pain in the jaw and stuff like that, but nowhere near what it was last week. So I'm super excited about that, super excited to get back to work not sick, because that just sucks. But yeah, so we're gonna get out of here. Daughter's got a softball game, so I got to get to that, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, good morning. We are up here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, dropping off this backhoe, and when I say we, I mean we. Hi. Got a little man with me today, so we are backed up to, they're doing some work to the yard, I guess, so we are backed up to a makeshift dock. So we shall see how this goes. So we're gonna go ahead and get unchained and everything like that, get the chains put away, get the strap put away, and get this thing unloaded. See y'all in a little bit. We got loaded. Front axle's up. And the reason that front axle's up, let me show you. This is our load. Dropped off that backhoe, ran about 60 miles south to York, picked this load up. They told me yesterday that it was they wanted it picked up, delivered next morning. No problem. They said it's a light load, but they want a full truck and they need it right now, or they need it next morning. So we're paying full truck rate. Once again, no problem. I do a lot of light loads that take up all the trailer. So that's what I was expecting. Well, I get to the shipper. It's one pallet. That's it. Now, on the flip side, I wish I would have known it was just one pallet, because I could have possibly found something else to go along with it. But by the time I figured out that it was only one pallet, couldn't find nothing else to go with it. So it is what it is. You know, they wanted the full truck, they paid for the full truck, so that's what they're gonna get. You know, I'm not gonna complain, not one bit. I mean, even my son was like, Dad, that's all you're getting? I guess so. So yeah, so we're back at the yard. It's been a nice long day. We got up early, you know, got everything done. Got back here, was going to run some trailers this afternoon, but got stuck in a little bit of traffic. I don't even know what for. Just sat for about an hour and 15 minutes and then started rolling and didn't see nothing. So I don't know what was going on, but that got us back a little later than we planned. So no trailers today, but that's all right. Yeah, I got the rest of the week to run those. So we're back at the yard. We get ready to call it a day and head back to the house. But before I get off of here, you know, had a couple people send me some messages and some DMs and things like that. I haven't forgot about y'all. I just been busy. I'm backlogged on a bunch of stuff with social media and putting these videos out and things like that. But a lot of the DMs pertain to, you know, me taking on owner operators and things like that. So at this moment in time, you know, if you're looking at this video, I am not accepting owner operators. Nothing against y'all. It's just I got some other things in plan that I can't really take on anybody at this moment in time. Now in the future, if you're still looking, by all means keep me in mind. But you know, right now it's just not the best time, just because there's some things going on with bank shipping for the future. And what might that ask, you know, what might that be, you guys ask? Well, you know, I always get asked, how come I only have one truck? Have I ever thought about getting more trucks? You know, or am I just happy with one truck? And the answer to that, all of that, is yes. I am happy with just one truck and having one owner operator. Super happy with that. But also on the flip side, I do plan on adding trucks to the fleet. But with that being said, I enjoy driving. And I see it way too often where people start out, they're driving, they enjoy driving, and they get more trucks and the driving becomes less. You become more of the owner and less of the driver. Right now, I'm not prepared to do that. So that's why I've been kind of hesitant on getting more trucks. You know, I went back and forth with getting some this year and I decided not to. You know, I did the same last year and the year before. You know, so kind of pushing things back just because I'm not ready to jump out of the driver's seat yet. And then as far as adding trucks, the first thing that I have to do before I add more trucks is to get this old girl squared away. And what I mean by that is, so I have officially, I guess I haven't really told you guys, but I have officially decided that she will be turned back into a twin screw. So right now I'm looking at cutoffs and things like that, getting everything that I need to turn her back into a tandem. Got some other opportunities, some other things to haul, but I need a tandem to do so. And to me, it makes more sense to turn this back into a twin screw than to go out and buy another truck and then still have this as a single. That way, once I get it done, then I can start buying other trucks, and they will all be twin screws. Probably have probably leave the Hotshots to owner operators, possibly. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more Hotshots at this moment in time, especially with the prices of pickup trucks and stuff like that. I'm just not going to fool with it on buying it on company dollars. So the first thing of business is to get my truck turned back into a twin screw. Going to stretch it out to probably about 280, 285, nothing too serious, so that I can still get in and out of places that I need to go to, but still stretched enough to my liking and make it look good. It's all about timing, and you can't rush that timing. A lot of people, they want to grow so big because they think that more trucks equal more money. That's not always the case. Sometimes more trucks equal more money out your pocket. That's what a lot of people fail to realize. You go out and you buy a bunch of trucks right off the jump, and you soon realize that that might not have been the best idea. Does it work for people? Yes, it does. So don't think that I'm trying to talk you out of it, because I'm definitely not. But when you have more than one truck, that's more than one maintenance bill, that's more than one fuel bill, that's more than one driver you have to pay. That's a lot of stuff that you got to think about, other than it just being one truck and you setting your butt in the driver's seat. So you guys know me. I'm not the most religious person, but I'm a man of faith, and I basically just put it in the man's hands upstairs. When he's ready for me to get something, that's when I'll get it. I write down my business plan, I put it into fruition. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't really get me down if it doesn't happen. Like I said, I've wanted other trucks before, and kind of got like, man, I wish I could get this other truck. I need this other truck, and then something happens where I'm like, whew, I'm glad I don't have that other truck. Prime example, COVID. I was planning on buying another truck right before COVID. I was going to get another truck, another trailer, put a driver in it, because I needed it, because I couldn't run all the freight that I had. Well, something just told me not to buy another truck just yet, and boom, COVID hits. Everything slows down. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad that I didn't buy that other truck, because if I did, COVID would have hit, and then possibly I would have had to lay somebody off. Now that's money they're not making. There's a truck payment that I got to make that it might not be running as much, So I'm all about timing. And when the time is right, you'll know. So don't just jump into it and buy a bunch of trucks because you think more trucks equal more money, because that's not always the case, But for the future of bank shipping, it's looking bright. It's looking bright, and I'm just going to take it one step at a time and just let it come to me, Just let it run its course. And when I'm satisfied, I plan on getting about 5 trucks and calling it a day. I don't want no more than 5. That's too much of a headache for me. Some people say 5 is a headache, but I think I'll be solid with 5. I think at the pace that I'm going, by the time I get 5 trucks, I'll be ready maybe to get out of the driver's seat and do more managing than driving. But I'm never going to completely hop out of the driver's seat. That's just not going to happen. But anyway, appreciate y'all rocking with us today. We're gonna go ahead and head to the house. As always, stay prayed up, grind hard, and stay humble.